last press conference I did, the guy left his mic.
Aww.
All right, whenever y'all are ready, let me know. Ready? Okay. Division Chief Thayer Smith, Austin Fire. 3:44 this morning, we got the initial 911 reports of a mobile home on fire. Units from the Austin Police Department were on scene very quickly. We were very closely behind them. Upon arrival, the mobile home was almost entirely involved. A very chaotic scene with multiple reports of up to 4 children still trapped in the fire itself. Crews made heroic efforts to knock down the fire, use a procedure what we called vent enter search to go through windows to try and find tenable spaces to locate those children. As it turns out, everyone had self-extricated except for one. One child was located in the fire deceased. We believe at this time there were 10 individuals that lived in this mobile home. 9 were in the home at the time of the fire. The cause is under investigation. As I said, it's a very chaotic scene upon our arrival, but we were able to quickly get all those folks to EMS care and go from there and get the fire knocked down. Currently, the fire cause is under investigation. We should have something shortly on what the fire cause was, and then I'll turn it over to EMS to speak about the patient conditions and what we know at this point.
Good morning, Captain Krista Stedman, Public Information Officer with Austin Travis County EMS. So we got the call at the same time that the fire department did and arrived on scene shortly after they did. As Chief Smith said, there were 9 people that were in the house at the time of the fire. 5 were able to get out uninjured. We had 4 total patients. 1 child was pronounced deceased on the scene. We transported 3 additional patients, 2 adults, 1 in critical life-threatening condition and 1 in serious condition, and 1 child in serious condition. Both adults went to Del Seaton Medical Center and the child went to Del Children's Medical Center. And I will turn it over to Ms. Alex. Nope, good.
I'm just here for support, you guys. If you have any questions,
Anybody questions?
Police, I'm happy to answer. Yeah, so they're going to be the same incident. Initially, we didn't have a lot of information. As he stated, the arson investigators will be taking primary, but there is a homicide detective out here as well, which is pretty much just standard practice for us.
And is that one person, is that the child?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you remind me how many children it was? It was just 1 dead and the other 1?
Yes, 1 child that's deceased, and I believe we have another
Child
adult that's in critical condition, but
Yes,
other
so
children are okay.
Total transports was 3. 3 total transported, 2 adults, 1 child, 1 adult in critical life-threatening condition, 2 children sorry, it's early, y'all. 1 adult with critical life-threatening injuries, 1 with serious injuries, and 1 child with serious injuries. And then the 4th would be the child that was deceased on the scene.
And of those 9 people,
No, the makeup of the family, there were 10 extended family members that all lived together in this trailer. The makeup of the 10 family members was 3 adults and 7 children.
in relation to the fire that just happened 2 weeks ago, I mean, it was in the same.
No, just unfortunate coincidence. Same complex, a few trailers away from each other, but completely unrelated.
And talk about maybe this trailer park from last time you guys were here, maybe from what you're learning today. It seems to me, speaking with the family, that this is maybe like a generational household where, like you said, you have multiple family members.
Yeah, I mean, the last fire, there were 6 extended family members that lived in the trailer. This one has 10. I mean, the makeup of this community is, you know, a lot of extended family members.
Now, I know that obviously it's still very early in the investigation. If arson is here, which I'm sure is standard practice. but
Correct.
Anything that you guys have learned maybe from family that can kind of give you some indication as to what happened?
We're looking at a preliminary cause. We believe this is probably going to be accidental as well. However, it's way too early. We've got some initial statements that the investigators need to get inside and corroborate with what we have from the witness statements. So we've got something we're looking at. We'll probably have a cause in the next couple hours, but it's just simply too early right now to say anything definitively.
And it was just that one mobile home, no damage to you?
Correct. It was very close to other mobile homes. The crews were able to get in and get the fire contained to the one mobile home.
Is that road, is that going to be remain cut off for any of like the residents living in the community? Are they going to have to park and then walk?
Yes, I mean this is a very narrow driveway. It's one way in and one way out. It's very narrow, very congested back in there. So until we're done, it's, you know, the parking will all be up front and walking in.
Yeah, because we were told it happened in the trailer that was all the way.
Yeah, it wasn't all the way in the back, but it was pretty far back.
And I guess just so many people involved in the previous fire, so many people involved in this fire. How do you feel?
I mean, it's very chaotic. I mean, this is one of the most difficult things we do with children involved. And a lot of the same crews that were at the last fire are the same crews on duty tonight, this morning. So just extremely difficult for all the crews, you know, obviously for the families as well. But, you know, this is one of the toughest things we do.
Will Red Cross be here to help families or have what's next to them?
Right now, it's kind of still too early. We're still dealing with, you know, all the family members that are injured and everything. APD Victim Services is here working with all that. So if they need Red Cross, certainly they'll call them. But right now, APD Victim Services is working through that.
Christina, can you talk a
My
little
third
bit more?
thing, and I'm smoke detectors
Can you talk a little bit more about the injuries? Because speaking with the family members, they told me that some of them had like burns, severe burns, and others maybe just had like smoke inhalation issues.
Sure. So I can't get into super specifics about injuries, but some of the patients did suffer pretty severe burns, and then others had either smoke inhalation injuries or airway burns, which comes from smoke inhalation injuries, which can end up being very serious, even though it may not look like it at the first point, which is why we're calling those two in serious condition.
And that child found inside, 4-year-old little girl, is what we're hearing.
I don't have ages. I just know it's a child.
Anything else that people should know?
No, just we're not ready to confirm the identity or age, but the information you have is the information we have. That we believe the deceased is a 4-year-old female. That is the missing one per family members.
I mean, little kids, from speaking with them, that is difficult and sadly tragic.
Very extremely tragic for the family, for all the responders. You know, obviously a horrific scene for all of us.
Do you know if there are working smoke detectors in the home?
That it's too early to determine that. I mean, obviously that's a great message this morning to make sure you have working smoke alarms in any home. We don't know yet what went on at this particular location, so that'll be part of the investigation as to what woke them up for the ones that were able to get out. No, they usually have a front door and a side door towards the back. This was a smaller mobile home. It was about 12 by 60, so it was a smaller mobile home, an older mobile home, but it did have an exit door in the front and the back.
And this was a trailer, not an RV.
Correct. This is an older mobile home. Yes.
Anybody else? Thanks, all.
Thank you so much.